Assembly Atlanta coexists with many other organizations and nonprofits who make this place flourish and boost the community around it.
The positive impact they are creating around the community only grows, and they aspire to keep growing, bringing the community along the ride.
That's what you're about to hear from Director of Community Engagement and Internships, Myra Garcia, who believes young professionals and nonprofits are key to Assembly's success.
Thanks, Myra, for speaking with us today. Before we get into talking about Assembly Atlanta, let's talk about you. Tell us what you do on a day-to-day basis serving as the Director of Community Engagement and Internships.
Like most of my peers will probably tell you that we are a house of very few people. Our team is very, very slim. And so we wear a lot of hats. Even though we have specific titles, a lot of us do engage in everything from operations through community engagement, through dealing with clients face to face. So there's a lot of different things that we actually engage in.
So what is Assembly Atlanta doing to involve the community?
One of the ways that we are doing that is provide opportunities for workforce development, working with different organizations that also have that focus on those goals. So for example, we engage with supporting the Atlanta Film Society through the Atlanta Film Festival. We also work with Reimagine, who focuses on providing opportunities for underserved communities and students mainly. We work with the Cab Entertainment to host different events. So we work with a lot of different organizations that focus around film specifically, since we are a film studio.
Right, and Myra, Assembly works closely with nonprofits, correct? And internships are available here. So what does this look like?
I'm very biased because I did start the program about 7 years ago. It mainly focused in the beginning with high school students, so really engaging them to understand that there are so many different opportunities in the business. A lot of times I think starting people early and informing them early on in their education process really inspires people to seek other opportunities. We started with that, and it went well for a couple of years. But then we realized that the people that benefited the most were college students, because obviously they're trying to get jobs right after college and they're very driven towards that goal. So we decided to move all of our efforts to hiring current seniors and then recent graduates, providing them with the opportunity to develop a short film all the way from conception to post-production. We even throw them a little premiere party for them. They bring their parents, their crews, and they get to work with different professionals in the industry and really get a vibe for what this means for them. But also the experience of engaging with different professionals and truly understanding the dynamics within a physical production, film.
And so it's safe to say this really is a hands-on experience that these interns are getting. What are some of the requirements that some prospects have to have in order to apply for this internship?
Well, I think like with anything, you have to have drive and passion for what you're doing, right? We're sitting here and you guys are doing an amazing job because you love it. You wouldn't do that if you didn't love what you're doing. And I always look for people that are not only passionate about it, of course, but they also have a little bit of experience. Experience is not necessarily required. However, having some sort of knowledge or understanding of what you're getting yourself into is important. So having taken a course in college or even having a whole film degree is important. And also I always ask people, depending on what their interests are, if you're producing, you have to be constantly producing. If you're writing, if you don't write every day, you're really not a writer. So I look for those kinds of things. What is their drive and how are they actually putting this into action to pursue what they're really looking for? Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who is looking to get into this field?
I would say network. Majority of the people think that, oh, if I'm the best editor, I'm gonna eventually get a job. That is not the case. Your skills are obviously important. Your soft skills are even more important. And I think that a lot of times we miss informing those students that are trying to get into the industry that they need to network at least once a month, get out to different organization mixers, for example, WIFTA and the GPP here in Georgia, and the Atlanta Film Society, the Atlanta Film Academy, Georgia Film Academy, I'm sorry. They all host different mixers where students are welcome to. And if they reach out to those organizations, I'm sure that they would host them free. And I think that it's encourageable to those who already do that, but definitely for those who are trying to just get into the industry, make connections, start an address book, kind of like your parents used to do, and truly jot down like what people do and how they align with your interests. Invite people for a coffee and talk to them and truly work on those networking skills.
Myra, let's go back to the nonprofits, because I know that Gray has this mission of reaching out to the community around Assembly. How does this work, and then how can they reach out to you in case they want to be part of this?
Yeah, so we get a lot of inquiries, on how the community can come out, whether that is like they want to understand what's going on inside the triangle, what we call the Assembly Studios. Some people are interested in like the future events that are going to happen. Like, how do I find out? So I think like one of my peers had said earlier, visit our website. We have a newsletter you can sign up for. We do post a lot of information in it that you will be able to engage with, and also find out what's going on and how you can become part of it. So yes, definitely look through those areas, and our social media, of course.
There you have it. Awesome. Well,
I'm
Myra,
excited.
thank you so much.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.